And you're listening to AM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source, broadcasting to you live from the Paddock Mall, streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. And it is now time for, I have on the phone here, I have running for Clerk of Court, Mr. Greg Harrell. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Adam. How are you today?
Not too bad. Greg Harrell, Republican candidate for Clerk of Court. As we say good morning, it's been a wet one here, but nonetheless, we got you on to talk a little bit as far as serving Marion County, and I'm going to leave it for you, my friend.
I appreciate that. Thanks for having me on, and it's definitely a privilege to be here, and thank you for broadcasting to everybody, especially during this time. My name is Greg Harrell, and I am running for Marion County Clerk of the Court and Comptroller when my boss and mentor in the position, the Honorable David Ellsperman, retires at the end of this year. He's been our clerk for approximately the last 23 years. I have his support, and I am asking for the support of the people of Marion County, too. Before I say a little bit more about me, though, and why I'm running for clerk, I would like to say to everybody that I hope everyone is doing okay and staying as safe and as healthy as possible. This is definitely a very unique and trying time in our nation's history. I'd also like to maybe spend a few minutes at the end, if that's okay, to help make sure people understand where the local court system and the clerk's office is presently at with regard to the current situation.
Absolutely.
As for me, I am third-generation Marion Countyan. I have been part of the clerk's senior administration the past 7 years, and I've been a lawyer for the past 20 years. Because of that, I understand the complexities of the job of clerk, both from the legal side of things and the financial side. And I've seen both from the outside in the private sector and more recently from the inside in the public sector how the job is done well. Perhaps most importantly, though, I have significant on-the-job experience related to all aspects of the job. So when I tell the citizens of Marion County what a clerk does as the county's chief financial officer, the county's chief budget officer, as clerk to the Board of County Commissioners, and as keeper of the county's court records and the county's official records, I do so with the experience of really having already served in each of those capacities. I also want to be very clear as I campaign for this position about something. The office of Clerk of the Court and Comptroller is absolutely not a public policy making position. Rather, a clerk is a ministerial officer based upon the Florida Constitution who must understand what his or her office is required and authorized by law to do, and then do precisely that. Nothing more, nothing less. I understand that, and I can and I will do that. I'm running for clerk with the blessing and the support of my wife, Stephanie, who is an accomplished pediatrician here in Ocala, and we have 2 kids, an 11-year-old son, Walker, and a 9-year-old daughter, Sheely. And for personal reasons, I'd say I'm running because I'm from Marion County, I love Marion County, and I sincerely believe that I have what it takes to provide excellent customer service to the people of Marion County. My commitment to the voters of Marion County is that I will do so with integrity and a sincere commitment to the job. The job of clerk is the job I've been trained to do. This is the job I want to do, and I'm asking the people of Marion County to please vote for me and hire me to do it. President Teddy Roosevelt once said one of my favorite quotes, which is this, that the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. Well, I've always thought the work of the clerk's office is certainly work worth doing. And I can promise the people of Marion County that if they vote for me in the Republican primary on August 18th, and then again in the general election on November 3rd, I will work hard for them. and I and our team will do it very well. So that's a little bit about me, Adam, why
Absolutely.
I'm running for clerk. At this point, I'd like to take a little bit of time and just kind of let folks know where we are with regard to the courts, clerk's office. Everybody knows that in many ways the world has been kind of turned upside down right now. The gist is this. Jury trials and jury services are stopped still through at least the end of May. And the courthouse and the clerk's office are closed to public walk-in visits. Those things were done for whatever it's worth by way of executive orders from Governor DeSantis, as well as administrative orders entered by the Florida Supreme Court and the Chief Judge of the Fifth Judicial Circuit. That being said, even though we're technically closed to the public, there are certain essential proceedings that have never stopped. Things like first appearances in criminal cases, certain mental health and domestic violence hearings, the types of things that really just can't wait. And though we've been closed to public visitation at the clerk's office, we are still working, and more types of proceedings are starting to happen, and we'll be coming back online, I think, in the coming weeks. In the meantime, I think it's important for people to know that they can definitely still view court records and official records online at the clerk's website. That address is pretty easy. It's MarionCountyClerk.org. People can still make payments online and over the phone and by mail for things like traffic tickets, criminal fines, fees, and court costs, and domestic support payments. Probably the biggest thing for folks to know, though, is that the court system, though closed to a large degree in the clerk's office, we are still working. We are still here for everyone, and we are doing everything we can to continue to work for them and provide all the services we can until we're all back up and running, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Well, as we come up with just about a minute left, Mr. Harrell, excellent. With that being said, for listeners out there, as you served Clerk Senior Administration for the past 7 years, as a lawyer for the past 20 years, had received your law degree from the University of Florida Frederick 11 College of Law, where you're a member of the State Law Review. Also graduated the University of Virginia with a degree in English Literature with a minor in Sociology. We like having you here and talking about what you have. With just a minute to go, is there anything lastly you want to say to the people who are listening?
No, I would just say, as I tried to articulate the different things that the clerk does, it is definitely, that position is kind of like the utility player of local government. The clerk wears a lot of hats by law. It's good to have a good team in place. We have usually around 160 to 170 employees doing all of those varied tasks. We have a great team in place. I feel that I have their support to a large degree, and that I can do the job well, but only with their assistance.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, sir, as we're coming to the top of the 9 o'clock hour. Thank you very much. And we actually look forward to hearing you again, if possible, later on, as we said, for getting out there and voting August 18th for the primary and then the general election November 3rd. Mr. Craig Harrell for Clerk of Court, thank you very much, sir. You guys have a great weekend.
Thank you, Adam.
You got it. WOCA Ocala, back after this.
News. I'm Chris Foster. More money for small businesses hurt by the coronavirus outbreak is approved by the House in a bill for President Trump's signature.
On a 388-5 vote, the House overwhelmingly passed legislation replenishing the Paycheck Protection Program. The $484 billion package also includes $100 billion for hospitals and nationwide testing. The bill does not include additional money for state and local governments. Some Republicans have signaled that could be included in another wave of stimulus.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. The president suggests maybe